Hi everyone, thanks for checking out another live stream here on this channel. Um, Closing the end of the year. Let's see if everything works. Yeah. So this year is almost over. I wish I could make a few buying reviews, go more into depth into cars, but unfortunately, the last 3 months of this year are always very busy with my job, and I couldn't find time to make any. Live streaming is for me a little bit more easier. It's faster, and I also see that last couple of live streams were attracting quite some views when it comes to my channel. Of course, it's kind of a niche thing, but people found it and people respond positively to it. So I decided I make another live stream, and maybe before the end of the year I make another one. Next year I'm planning to focus on Volvo because each year we take another brand and go over the most desirable cars. Last year I focused on Audi, so that's also why I get a live stream now when it comes to Audi. Makes sense. I hope you appreciate the choice for Volvo also. We will focus on the most iconic Volvos, and a lot of them are old. I drive a Volvo myself. So I hope you enjoy that. Maybe if there are people out there that want me to still do a few Audi reviews, BMW reviews, or Mercedes-Benz reviews when it comes to a particular model, please let me know in the comment section. Then I will keep that with me. Today we're going to focus on the Audi Q7. That was the SUV from Audi that came onto the market in 2006, and until this day it's still for sale. But let's see how much Audi Q7 you can buy for any budget. It's a big car, it's a heavy car, it's an expensive car. Um, I don't know if it's the best car that Audi makes, but a lot of people bought them and find them very refined and nice. Audis are of course uh, very quality items. They have very reliable diesel engines like the TDIs. They have nice V8s. They even could get the Q7 with a V10 TDI, which is absurd, of course. But let's dive into it. So the first one I find here is a 3-liter TDI. So this is the V6 turbo diesel from 2006. So this is the early year, one of the earliest ones available, and it has more than 400,000 kilometers driven, and you can pick it up under 6K in euros. So what are you buying? Sorry, I have a bit of a cold, so I try not to cough into the microphone and blow up your ears. I do my best. So this is 2006. So this is the first generation. I did a review on this car already. And a TDI overall is quite reliable. I mean, they can go up to 500,000, north of 500,000 kilometers, no problem. Especially if you drive lots of highway kilometers with them. It's a reliable, well engineered engine. Well, it looks okay. There are some scratches here. The leather is also scratched a bit. Of course, when you sit in a car more than 400,000 kilometers, this is what happens. I still remember when they released these cars onto the market in 2006 that I went to the Audi showroom and I saw one of the first ones in the Netherlands, and I also sit in there. And I just had my driver license for a couple of years, and I was just fascinated thinking how a car like this would drive. Because for the time it was such a big, colossal car. It was, a totally new model of Audi, and that was basically when the hype around SUV started. And Audi was kind of late to the SUV hype because you already had the Mercedes ML that was in, I think, 96, 97 came to the market. And the X5 is also 97, 98-ish. So I think Mercedes was one of the first, but they already had the G-Class, which is more of a terrain wagon, and the ML is more of a lifestyle SUV that has some off-road capabilities. So 232 horsepower from a 3-liter 6-cylinder, of course, with a turbo, which is quite nice, I must say. But the weight of the car is, let's see, it's more than 2 tons. It's a heavy beast. So you need an engine like this, and I see it's imported. So it's probably from Germany, but it was imported already in 2006, which is strange. Yeah, I find that strange. It's road legal until February of next year. So before that, you need to do a test, the yearly test, to make sure it's still road legal. And this car it's probably expensive to maintain it. I mean, if an automatic gearbox, something wrong with it, I mean, the car is basically totaled already. So keep that in mind. It's expensive. So let's see what else we got. Also a TDI, the FSI engines here. So this one didn't even drive that much, but it's a 2007, the 3.6. This is probably also a V6. The Pro line, which is, oh, this looks American. Looks American spec somehow. Not sure if that's correct and why it would end up here. Maybe somebody brought it from the States to Europe. You don't know. But somehow this looks a bit American. I might be wrong, might not be. I don't know. At least it has an American style license plate. What is this brown here in the middle? Okay. This looks, yeah, it looks like it's been sitting for a while or something. But maybe a good clean will help. You see in the back seat also people used to sit. Maybe not that often, not that frequent, but it has been used. So usually that means it's a family car or maybe even a company car. But this is the petrol powered car. And here has this something with the tire pressure, I think. But not that much kilometers driven. This is a picture from last summer and it's still for sale. Also import car. And this has 280 horsepower, which is not bad for a 3-liter, well, the 3.6 6-cylinder. And this is an FSI. FSI, yeah, so this is naturally aspirated. I think the TFSI, of course, the T standing for turbo, that is the turbocharged, but FSI is a bit older, from the 2000s, 2004, 5, 6-ish is when FSI came onto the market, and that's just direct inject petrol engine without a turbo, naturally aspirated, but still 280 horsepower. Yeah, the car is heavy, so you need a big engine, and it can fit a big engine. Don't know exactly why it's cheap-ish, but it probably has some shady history, maybe. I don't know, because kilometer-wise, yeah, of course, it's quite a lot, but they can keep on going. I mean, the engines are quite reliable. You see, here we have one with way more kilometers, the same engine, but this is a bit younger, 1 year only. I don't know why this is. This also looks American, or they all have this license plate, I'm not sure. But this one has 330,000 kilometers driven, has the all-wheel drive quattro badge here, so it's an all-wheel drive. This always indicates that it either towed heavy caravans or trailers with horses or something like that. So they really use the car what it's made for, and usually that means there's more wear and tear on the gearbox, heavier for the engine. Who knows? This is like anti-skid control or something. Overall, it looks nice. It does have this is miles and this is kilometers, I suppose, or am I right? 80 mile, 60 mile, yeah. So I think this is American version as well. Don't really see that often here. Why would you? I think a car like this is also cheaper in America than it is in Europe itself, actually. 2008. Looks okay, actually. Not that bad. Yeah, really Audis from that era. Leather still looks okay-ish. Needs a good clean. Oh, all of a sudden this is 2400. I don't know why. Okay, moving on. 2006, 2006. The 4.2. So this has the V8. Let's see how much. So this is the V8. An 8-cylinder with how many horsepower? 350. So that's quite a lot. Yeah, 265,000 kilometers driven. Doesn't say that it's imported. So in August of 2006, it was bought and put on a license plate, so to speak. So this is a car that's been bought and driven in the Netherlands, and that gives it a little bit more confidence that the kilometers that is driven is correct. But then again, over all this time, this is not too much. So yeah, who buys a car like this? Probably somebody that has his own company or something like that going on. These cars were expensive. Trust me, this was 150-ish thousand euros back in the day. Definitely expensive, heavy on road tax, heavy on maintenance cost, heavy on fuel consumption. So this is definitely not a cheap car to drive. And reliability wise, I think they're also a nightmare actually after, when it comes with age, because the 3-liter TDI, the 4.2 V8, they're all engines that have been around many years, so they're quite bulletproof. But due to age and maybe cars like this, they've been standing in the garage for 2-3 years before they're being sold. It's all not very good for a car like this. Audi parts are expensive on top of that as well, so you really need big pockets to drive a car like this. So that also does something with the price. Let's see, what is the price again, because it looks okay. Yeah, this is crazy. But if you have a budget of 15k, then you could buy it, because you could probably negotiate this. I'll take it with me for 7. And then you need to do some repairs. I'm not saying that you still already need to put a couple of thousand in it for repairs, but say you do, then a car like this costs you 10k, and then you still got some spare change. But each year something needs to happen. It really depends on how you're going to use it. If you don't drive lots of kilometers, then you're still going to be expensive, because this car, road tax wise, costs a lot in the Netherlands. Every time you do drive it, it uses quite a lot of fuel. And I'm a car enthusiast. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the joy of owning a big car that gives you this mighty feeling with a V8, I'm sure it's fantastic, but it's gonna cost you. So yeah, you just gotta keep that in mind. Let's see. Okay, this is 4.2 FSI again. This is the 3-liter TDI. Let's see if we got something. Maybe we can find a V10 TDI. This one looks nice. This is an S-line spec that makes it way sharper. Also a 3-liter TDI. Also here, diesel engines are just being bullied. They are being bullied in the sense that you need very strong emissions tests to still be able to drive inside the cities here in Europe, and it's getting tougher and tougher. And in the basis, a 3-liter TDI is an old engine emissions wise, so yeah, it's going to be difficult to keep this and yeah, that it remains practical. If you, for instance, drive once a week or 4 times a month, for instance, to a place in southern Germany because you need to do business there, and you bring some colleagues along, then a 3-liter TDI will be great. Great way to travel. I mean, this is business class basically. Great seats, nice upwards position. Yeah, mid 2000s entertainment, of course. I understand, but yeah, nice. Too bad from this, but it still has a certain charm about it, right? Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy a car like this when you drive lots of kilometers. Energy label F is one of the worst you can get. It's also been imported, and this has 211 horsepower. So it's, yeah, yeah, okay. Let's see. Moving on. TDI, TDI, TDI. Don't know what this is. This is a diesel. The 4.2 V8. I don't think we're gonna find the V10, but let me just go through it a little quicker. Okay, so this is the second generation, 2011. It's also a long time ago, definitely. But look at what we get here. You get an upgraded version, basically the 2011. I think the first generation ran from 2006 until 2010, and cars in this league, you need to have more gadgets. You need to stay up with the time, because this is basically, I mean, you can buy you can buy an A8, which is the limousine, and this is the SUV, and they, in terms of technology, they are on the same level. You have to, because also Q7, one of the most expensive Audis you can buy. So here you see it's definitely upgraded for the 2010s. 2011, this was a spaceship. It looks nice, not bad. White is, yeah, a color that is a bit shiny. If this is a diesel, and I think it was, yeah, then this you'll see everything here on the back, and when you drive quite hard, then this will all be full of, the exhaust fumes. So you have to keep on washing this, otherwise it's gonna look real nasty after a while. So everything you want in terms of technology there. Of course, it's all outdated by now, but back then that was great. Look at how much space you have here and what kind of nice seats you have. So again, if you have a family with kids that are a bit older, and you take these road trips maybe once or twice a year to the south of Europe, or and you sell for work as well, do that, then this is a great car. Personally, I like a station wagon better, so I would go for a nice A6 Avant or something with a big diesel engine in it. It's, for me, SUVs never my thing, just never. I think it's unnecessary, those cars. I mean, aerodynamically they're shitty, and space wise you might as well get a lower to the ground station wagon. But that's my personal preference, so I never get it. Let's see if we can find a V10. I can also just add a word in here, another filter. Let's see, V10, that would be funny. Ah, 2. Now let's go there. This is a 6-liter TDI 2011. That's crazy. They still ask 31K for it. Let's see if we can make this bigger. It is a V10. Look, black on black. This is crazy. A V12 TDI. Okay, not even a V10, but a V12. That is ridiculous. That beats the purpose of driving a diesel, I suppose, but that must be quite something to drive this. What a car. What a spec. V12 TDI. That's crazy. It's just crazy. And these engines are so torquey. They have so much torque. But logically, 6-liter V12 diesel with a turbo. probably a couple of turbos. You can rev it out to 4.5. This is nonsense. This is nuts, but it looks really good. Looks like it's barely been driven. This is crazy. All the things that you want on it. I just don't like the black on black. That's just a bit too much. Nobody takes you serious if you drive to a meeting with a car like this. I mean, it's a bit vulgar, I would say. Ceramic discs. Now let's go back to specs. Crazy specs. So 6-speed automatic. It's road legal until 2021, so nobody bought it for the last 2 years at least. So it's just been sitting somewhere. 880 kilometers you can drive with it. Let's see how much diesel you can put in it. Okay, energy label G, Euro 5. These cars are crazy. 12-cylinder, 501 horsepower, which is, yeah, given the amount of displacement and a V12, it's not a lot actually. But let's see. It has a 100-liter tank, and you're able to drive not even 900 kilometers with it. So you can imagine. I mean, diesel, you buy a diesel for a long range, but that kind of beats the purpose with a 6-liter V12. Crazy car. Also from a time that the VW group and Audi, they made these crazy cars. They had the W8, you had the W12, you had the V12 TDI. These times will never come back no more. It's just crazy. It's just showcasing the world what they could do technology-wise, but you need to have very deep pockets in order to, to be able to buy such a car. But nobody buys this. This is so expensive. Let me tell you how it is in the Netherlands. You pay for the weight of the car. This is already a heavy car. When you have a diesel car, then you pay twice the amount that you would pay for the equivalent car when it was petrol. So you pay double already. And then on top of that, the accessibility of driving just to a normal city, that is cut off. Cars from this era still need to go through the very high demanding tests when it comes to this pollution, what they put out the exhaust. And these measurements also go up over time, so there will be a time that your car cannot pass it no more, and you're not allowed to drive it anymore. So I think 30k is still a lot of money, but maybe somebody from another country buys it where the laws and regulations are not that tough. But it's ludicrous if you buy a car like this. It's just crazy. Anyway, so this is 2015. No, it's 8 years ago. I don't know if this is the last generation Q7, but here it is. This looks not bad. I don't think it's a very pretty car. Also, don't think it's ugly. Audis are very beautiful made products, especially the interiors and everything. It's all very high quality, high technology wise. But at the end of the day, SUVs are just not my thing. They're not. See, it's all very high quality products. It has a high tech atmosphere here. Nice seats. I'm sure they're very comfortable. So, yeah. It looks nice. It looks quite new still. And I'm sure it drives quite good. They have all kind of systems on board to make it feel nimble still on its feet. That's quite remarkable. But yeah, this car also quite expensive still, but it looks good. It looks good. It looks like somebody driving it that respected the car. And see what we got. Ingolstadt, so it's also an import. Yeah. it's quite common for Dutch people to import a car from Germany, because in Germany they always go for they never go for an entry level car. Here in the Netherlands, because it's a flat country, they might say, I want air conditioning, I want electric this, I want electric that. But in Germany, they don't do that. They buy a car with not a whole lot of options, but just a fast engine. And when you go to Germany, it totally makes sense. It's a big country. They have the autobahn, and yeah, you use the engine most of the time. And when it's a powerful engine, then you're gonna enjoy it so much. Yeah, not bad. Well, it's quite expensive still, 50K. But it didn't. Oh, what is this? Nice. 100,000 kilometers it has driven. It's not a lot in those all those years. So probably the first owner or something in Germany drove to 100,000 kilometers, and then he just traded it in for something else, because then it still holds on to its value quite a lot. And when you drive to 150 or 200,000, then the depreciation of the car goes real fast, and yeah, there's a certain logic behind that. So it's also a six-cylinder, 3 liter indeed, TFSI. So this is not the FSI what we saw earlier with about 280 horsepower out of the top of my head. This adds a turbo, and now we go to 333. So it's also quite an improvement. Yeah, that's always what you see with the newer generations, of course. Let's see. We can let this go. Did they do they have a W12? I doubt it. I don't know why. Okay, I'm just so this is 2016. I couldn't tell this is a Q5, Q7. This could be a Q5, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, from the side you can see because it's big, but yeah, an S-line package or something really adds to the appearance of the car. This looks a bit boring actually. Yeah, but you see here, it's all it's become more and more digital, and this is something that we already see for the last couple of years. And I don't know how these kind of cars are gonna age. I have no idea. Just know they're big. They're fuel consuming. They are expensive in all ways and shapes. Road tax wise, fuel consumption wise, repair bill wise. Um, yeah, it is what it is. It's the same thing if you buy a A8 or you buy a 7 Series or an S class. One way or the other, you're gonna have to pay for it, and that's okay if you have the money or you own your own company, and tax wise you can do some tricks. But for the average Joe, including me, this is too much. This is too expensive, and especially I'm here from the Netherlands. Like, it's very difficult to go to garages, public parking places, without scratching it, because everything is so narrow here. We're not used to cars like this. This is mostly for the European and Asian market. Um, yeah, of course Germany as well, but it's expensive. And I'm sure this can drive 250 kilometers or 155 miles on the autobahn, and it's steady and it's quiet. Well, you will get a lot of wind noise, that's for sure, but it can do it, and it will happily do it. These are very high tech cars, that can cover lots and great distances, and in high speed and in great comfort. And that's actually what this top class cars is all about. Yeah, you have the integrated Google Maps in here. Everything that you need to know or be aware of is just displayed on here. This is funny because I remember Seat has these same kind of gauges. Also, the Seat that was 2018. This is 2016, so that's when it kind of begun, and it trickles down from Audi to Volkswagen to Seat. So that's usually how it goes. Nice seats, yeah, overall, it is a nice car if it's your cup of tea. I mean, some guys are more into. Let's see if I can turn this filter off. I'll go back. So I want to see the most expensive one. That must be the most recent. Yeah, 2022. A little over 3,000 kilometers driven. This is the 4-liter TFSI. So this is probably the top petrol engine. Oh, this is an SQ. I see. So this is, yeah, you have the S models. I think you even have an RS Q7, but I'm not sure. But those cars are just preposterous. I mean, I want to see how much performance a car like this has when it comes to the engine. So I'm sure this is maybe it was over. No, I think this is exactly what it cost. This must be showroom model or something like that. So it's a year old. So this is the latest generation Q7. Looks nice, not bad. Let's see. What I want to see is the cockpit. See, it's all very stylish. It's very modern, very high technology, very nice materials used. That's just Audi, and I understand lots of people like that, especially people that are a bit obsessed with technology. I mean, it is what it is. It looks fantastic. I want to see the performance. So it uses 12 liters on 100 kilometers. It has a 4-liter engine. This is probably V8. Let's see. Why can I not see more information about this car? Okay, more. So they made this from August to this year. 8-speed, 85-liter tank. Euro 6. Okay. Read more. I want to know about this particular car. Does it have a license plate number here somewhere? I don't think so. Just a second. Oh, it does. Then we're gonna look it up ourselves. Okay, let's do this. Because I have to know. I need to know what an SQ7 has when it comes to performance. T807 and then HX. Let's do a check. So the SQ7 from last year. Yes, let's go. This is the engine. 507 horsepower from a 4-liter V8. Crazy. That's nice. That's nice. I'm sure that's man, it's just a Batmobile, isn't it? I do like the back. The front is also a bit sharper, but this is, yeah, one of the most expensive Q7s you can buy now here in the Netherlands. 170k. Yeah, it's practically new. It must have been a showroom model or something like this. Yeah, you can luckily remove this because there's always a bit ugly, those trailer hitches. Yeah, okay, let's see, what is the other one? This is the most expensive. Yeah, this is the most expensive. And this is the, from this year still, this is probably the most potent diesel. Let's check this as well. Let's check some specs. So this is a 4-liter diesel, or is it? No, it's a 3-liter diesel. So it's just basically the old 3-liter TDI. All right, diesel. You're able to drive almost 1,000 kilometers with it on one tank of fuel. It is an 8-speed gearbox. It hasn't been imported, so it's an original Dutch car. It has a 6-cylinder, 3-liter with 286 horsepower, which is plenty actually. It doesn't have a turbo, which is strange because I thought you say TDI. Is that correct? Yeah, they say TDI, so I think it does have a turbo. But anyway, this is a 7-seater. Yeah, it looks amazing. I like it in black, but black on black is just too much. And the other car that I reviewed earlier really had some super dark paint, which was strange. Yeah, guys, what can I tell? This is super high tech. I mean, I like it. I really appreciate it. I would take a test drive in an X5, or which I think an X5 is also a bit vulgar. A Mercedes ML, I have style-wise more respect for, but maybe the Audi is the one to go for. I mean, maybe that one makes your life real easy with all the technology on board, and I don't know, quattro all-wheel system, that reliable 3-liter TDI. I mean, what more do you want? 8-speed gearbox. This is top of the food chain, really. Yeah. Yeah, guys, I think that's it. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Again, I will probably do another live stream before the end of the year, and next year we will focus on Volvo. I've been quite busy, as you know, but I didn't mind to do more live streams this last period of this year, because I like to do them, I like to make them, and for me it's yeah, it doesn't consume that much time, and I see some great reactions to it. So yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Of course, at the end of the day, you always do it for the viewers, so I don't mind making them. Maybe also next year, early next year, I still make a few live streams. Don't hate me for it. I need to study. I need to have stuff to do, but I will continue with the buying reviews as well. I mean, because those are more, yeah, research videos. I first need to do some research before I put them together, but they will stand the test of time a bit better. And this is more on an entertainment level, but I see a lot of people appreciate me showing the car market here in the Netherlands when it comes to prices and stuff. And I think you can probably tell it's expensive to own a car here, and especially expensive when you want to own a very beautiful car. So, and on that bombshell, we're gonna wish all of you a great weekend. And before Christmas or just after Christmas, I'm planning to release another live stream. And then this year, in terms of videos, is already over. It goes so fast, really crazy year. It was a crazy year for me personally, but yeah, we're getting somewhere. Huh? So hey, keep your hopes up. Hope you're doing fine as well. If not, stay positive out there. New round, new year, new chances. I always say, and I appreciate you guys for watching this, and we see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.